It feels like it's everywhere, right? Doing just about everything. I'm talking about generative AI. But what is this technology that's so rapidly changing our world? Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain and really figure it out.
You know, it really felt like it happened overnight. One minute, AI was just something you'd see in sci-fi movies. The next, boom, ChatGPT was out there writing poems, coding websites, even passing exams. That release wasn't just some new product, it was a massive cultural shift. It put the power of really advanced AI into millions of our hands for the very first time.
But here's the thing. This wasn't magic. It was a result of a long journey of technological evolution. So, what exactly is this new kind of creative machine, and what were the key breakthroughs that finally got us to this point? Let's break it all down.
Okay, first, it's super important to get one thing straight. Generative AI didn't just appear out of thin air. Nope, it's standing on the shoulders of giants, built on over 70 years of research, a ton of setbacks, and some absolutely incredible leaps forward.
So, way back in the early days, we had what was called symbolic AI. You can think of it as just a huge, complex set of if-then rules. It was clever for its time, but really brittle. If it saw anything outside of its rigid rules, it just broke. And that limitation led to the AI winter, a time when all the hype died down, funding dried up, and progress kind of stalled out. But then came machine learning, and this was a huge shift. For the first time, systems could learn directly from data. And that was followed in the 2010s by deep learning, which used these complex neural networks, kind of inspired by our own brains, to find patterns all on its own.
And this image right here shows you exactly where our topic fits in. See? Generative AI isn't some totally separate thing. It's the very newest layer, a super powerful new capability that's emerging directly from all those advancements in deep learning. You can't have one without the other. Each layer here was a building block for the next.
Okay, so we know where it came from. But what is it that makes this new layer so revolutionary? Well, the answer lies in a fundamental change in what we're actually asking the AI to do. Now, this slide right here is maybe the most important concept to really get. For decades, almost all AI was discriminative. It was trained to sort and classify things, to tell you, is this email spam or not spam? Is this picture a cat or a dog? But generative AI, it doesn't just analyze, it creates. It doesn't just tell you if it sees a cat, it can dream up a completely new picture of a cat that has never, ever existed before. That's the game changer.
So you might be wondering, okay, why did this all explode right now? Well, it's because 3 essential ingredients finally reached a critical mass, all at the same time. It was like a perfect storm. First, we got our hands on just unbelievable amounts of data, the whole internet basically. Second, we came up with brilliant new algorithms to learn from all that data, and we'll touch on those in a second. And third, we finally had the raw, immense computing power needed to actually run those powerful algorithms on all that data.
Okay, this is where it gets really cool. We're about to peek under the hood of these things. But don't worry, we're going to skip all the complicated math, I promise. We'll just stick to the big ideas that make these creative machines tick.
All right, so for text, the big breakthrough was an architecture called the transformer. The easiest way to think of it is as the world's smartest, most sophisticated autocomplete. It reads a sentence, and using this really clever trick called an attention mechanism, it doesn't just look at the last word, it understands the context and relationships between all the words to predict the most likely next word. Then it adds that word, rereads the whole new sentence, and does it all over again, word by word, until it's written entire paragraphs for you. Now for images, it's a completely different approach, but it's just as ingenious. It's called diffusion. So instead of predicting the next word, these models basically learn how to find art inside of chaos. They start with a screen of pure random noise, like old TV static, and then slowly, step by step, they remove that noise until a crystal clear image emerges, all guided by whatever text prompt you gave it. It's amazing.
Here's a closer look at how that actually works, because it's pretty wild. During its training, the AI is shown millions and millions of clean images. But for each one, it systematically adds random noise, bit by bit, until there's nothing left but static. It basically learns how to destroy a picture perfectly. And by doing this over and over, it gets incredibly good at reversing that journey. So when you ask it to generate something new, it just starts with a fresh canvas of pure static and runs that denoising process backwards, literally sculpting a brand new image right out of the randomness.
So, this technology is obviously incredibly powerful, but that power comes with some really important limitations. This thing is not a perfect, all-knowing oracle, and understanding its pitfalls is every bit as important as understanding what it can do.
So here's the crucial thing to remember. These models learn from us.
They learn from the vast ocean of human-generated text and images on the internet. And because of that, they naturally pick up on all our human biases. They can also hallucinate, which is the technical term for when the model just makes stuff up that sounds totally plausible but is factually wrong. And fundamentally, it's just a very, very sophisticated pattern matcher. It doesn't truly understand the world or have any common sense.
And that leads us to probably the single most important takeaway of all. Because of these challenges, the AI cannot just be left on its own. As one white paper put it, human oversight cannot be overstated. In other words, we have to be the ones in the driver's seat. We have to guide it, fact-check it, and take the final responsibility for what it creates and how we use it.
So, we're really at this pivotal moment in history. We have built a machine that can generate, create, and accelerate ideas on a scale we've never seen before. This isn't just a new app or a new piece of software, it's a fundamental new tool for humanity. And the real question is no longer about what it can do. The question is now, what will we choose to do with it?